Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, we've got such a great show tonight. I'm Shannyn Moore. This is More Up North. And very exciting. We have an all-Republican panel tonight. I know, they're working out right now, getting ready for it. So you'll want to stay tuned. Jeff Mittman's coming on from the ACLU. And I can't wait to talk to him. I want to know all about all of the new intrusive things coming to Juneau this session. So anyway, stay tuned. So glad you're with us, and it ought to be a great show. We'll see. Oh, gosh, if I don't live for that all week. I'm Shannyn Moore. This is More Up North. I like the applause. It's why we have a live audience. You're welcome to join us anytime down here at Bernie's Bungalow. I'm really excited that Jeff Mittman was able to come in. He's the representative from the Alaska ACLU. Yes, I know. You know, the same organization that defended Rush Limbaugh and his freedom of speech. What were you thinking, man? No, I'm kidding.
We have to apply it fairly, or we can't apply it at all.
Well, thank you. Can we do that with death panels? I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. And you disagreed with me earlier and show people what happened.
Do not mess with Shannyn. It's
See?
not a good idea. That's why I'm here.
I'm so much meaner than I look. I'm so glad you came in because you've been in the news a bit lately, responding to Representative Keller's bill that he's pre-filing, under the door filing before the session even starts, which happens. I'm glad he's got to jump on it, and he's had all year to think about how to sort of screw over poor people. It doesn't say that in the bill. It just says that we're going to drug test anyone who's on public assistance. So my question, Jeff, is, okay, so the permanent fund, that is a check that people get from the Alaskan government. So does everyone have to line up and pee in a cup?
Yeah,
I mean, how far are we going to go with this? What if we have subsistence, people that are subsistence permit getters? Getters? Is that a word?
It is
permit
now.
getters. Google it. I mean, are they going to have to pee in a cup?
Yeah, no, you've nailed one of the big problems with the issue, which is we all in Alaska receive benefits from the government. So if you're going to apply this rule,
Socialists? I'm kidding.
we all get our checks. You have to apply it fairly. I mean, the problem is the U.S. Constitution and the Alaska Constitution protect the right of all Alaskans. You have the right to be presumed innocent. You have the right to privacy. You have the right against unreasonable government searches and seizures. And what this bill unfortunately proposes is that for no reason whatsoever, government can come and search anybody they want. And that's what it is. Taking a drug test is a search of an individual. And without any reason to believe the individual is on drugs, that the individual has done anything wrong, it's clearly unconstitutional.
So what about people that drive, yeah, absolutely, the people that drive a school bus? I don't want them high. Is it fair to say to someone, if you're going to apply for this job knowingly, you know that you're going to be drug tested? Or airplane, I mean, I already think that basically flying in an airplane is a big up yours to gravity. I already have a problem with that. So I don't want, I always want to know how the pilot's feeling, much less being high. Are there some situations where you can make the agreement to get the job that you would be drug tested?
Right. There's been various United States Supreme Court cases that have looked at when can you condition a search as part of an employment issue. There's been an interesting case in Alaska as well. Essentially, for existing employees, there's fairly robust protections. You as an existing employee have the right to be free from, again, an unreasonable search and seizure. It's the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution.
Well, it's access to your bladder.
And as well. And
Which
then
seems
also,
invasive.
Alaska has incredibly strong and important privacy protections. So in order for
the
the
best in
government
the
to go
country.
against them, really one of the best, it really is. And we have the founders of the drafters of our Constitution to thank for that. We have the voters of Alaska to thank for that. We take privacy seriously. And the problem is when you start encroaching on privacy rights little by little, those are very hard to get back.
Are these the slippery slope things?
It is in fact. In fact, if government starts taking away a little bit of rights here and a little bit of rights there, pretty soon they're coming. And the day will not be far off where we say, you know what, for policy reasons, we do want to condition everybody's receiving their PFD check on taking a drug test. And that's the problem. You have to fight it at every step of the way.
Well, what if people are taking their dividend check and buying a bale of pot?
You know, here's the thing. If
Or is that my business?
Well, as long as it's less than 4 ounces in the privacy of your own home, that's protected under Raven. We think that's the way it needs to be.
That's right. Yes, that's right. That's right, and you know, and Mr. Raven is from Homer. I think it's lost on Alaskans that Mr. Raven is from Homer. I mean, you know,
no,
there you have it.
You know, here's the thing. Drugs, alcohol, mental health issues, these are public health problems. These are not criminal justice problems. If you talk to any legislator who's thinking about this from what's the best way to help Alaskans, you don't want to turn a problem that has to do with community health issues, that has to do with individual needs for treatment, into a criminal justice system problem. Right. We in Alaska, the criminal justice system is the largest provider of mental health services in the state. That's not the way we need to be running our state. And it's not what the Department of Corrections wants to do. It's not what our legislators need to be doing with our resources. So we need to get back to what are we trying to accomplish in a way that not only respects individual rights, respects constitutional needs, but also is just a smart way to use our resources.
So how are we going to fight the new sort of machines at the airports? Because some guy put a syringe in his shorts and decided to blow up his junk in a plane, hopefully with it. That now I have got to go to the gym before I fly somewhere because some dude in a room's going to see me naked walking through a machine. I'm not working out to get on a plane because I know that'll be the one that crashes.
Yeah. No, it's incredibly intrusive. Have you seen the images?
Oh yeah, they're totally graphic. And I mean, and here's the other thing. I don't want my child walking through that and having some guy with a GED, no offense to GED holders, in the back room looking at that. I mean, it's a kiddie porn site waiting to happen. What if Sarah Palin walks through, or Jennifer Aniston, and somebody like clips it and puts it on YouTube? I mean, how long is this going to take? Not that I want to see any of them naked. And I have a list, if someone works for TSA, that I wouldn't mind if you posted. But, I mean, how long is it going to take where one person abuses their rights and our reaction, just like Wes Keller's, is going to be like, okay, everybody loses, so nobody wins.
No, and you know, clearly it's crossed a line. I mean, and unfortunately there were reports that there were agents within, I believe it was the FBI, but within a government agency that were in fact listening in on somewhat X-rated conversations that they were not supposed to be listening to. And that's a problem. You cannot protect. Once the genie's out of the bottle, you cannot put it back in. So as each individual goes through this essentially X-ray machine that shows your naked body, what's to protect a TSA person from just looking at the picture, sharing it, saving it? There really is no protection, and it's not needed. It doesn't make us safer. It's the same old story that experts in protecting against threat have said. If you want to find a needle in a haystack, you don't build a bigger haystack.
Right, absolutely. Jeff Mettman, thank you so much for being here. And it reminds me of the whole argument that if you give up your liberty for security, you will have neither.
Absolutely.
And so we want to watch that in the next session coming up as well in Juneau as well as in DC. So we'll be right back with our panel. It's all Republican, by the way. They're out back eating their Wheaties right now, I assure you. All right, thanks, Jeff.